Hey YouTube, this is Ru. Today we are going to discuss about C language. So before going to discuss about C language, two basic questions that every programmer should understand and of course we should answer. First question is, what is language? Language is nothing but a set of instructions like English, German, Hindi, etc. One question arises, what is need of language and why we are using it? Generally, the language we are using is to communicate. If you want to communicate with another person, you can do through language. We are passing instruction using particular language. But while using a language, we need to follow certain rules, the rules that are already made. For example, if someone asks me, "Hey, how are you?" and my reply, "I am good," with question mark. So it is best practice that you should be good grammatical and syntax wise, and it should be either I am good with a full stop or am I good with a question mark. So your instruction become right grammatical, or you can say also syntax wise. Full stop suggests that this is the end of instruction, like while considering I am good with a full stop, which simply says a single instruction is ended up to here. We can use other terminating symbol. It also must be ended with a special symbol like question mark, full stop, exclamation mark, etc. So your instruction become right syntax wise. Like if we take example like I am good with the full stop, like now you can say I am good with a full stop. Full stop simply says it is correct syntax wise. You cannot use question mark or explanation point there, right? And grammatical simply means you have placed I, then am, and then good in a correct order. Second basic question that every programmer should understand, and of course we should answer for sure. What is computer language? Computer language is a language that are used to interact with a system, like person is interacting with device, any other electronic device. One question arises, what is need of computer language and why we are using? This question is similar like what is need of language and why we are using it. But it is very important that you should be knowing what is need of language and why we are using it. To make simple, assume that if a person A wants to communicate with a person B, like you can see in a diagram, while exchanging or sharing information person to person, we are using set of instruction like I am delivering or exchanging some information to you through using set of instruction which is in a general language. Now what is general language? Simply a language which both person can understand, like person A and person B both understand, and this language is like we are doing in English, so both person can easily understand. And language can be English, Hindi or other languages. Now what we are using, we are dealing with computer language, which simply suggests communicating or interacting with person to machine. But now person wants to communicate with the machine, just consider computer only. Like you can see, person wants to interact with the computer. Now one question arises, why the person wants to communicate with the machine? Why? Here just consider that I am asking a question. What is 5 into 2? Everyone can answer easily. It is 10. Suppose my next question is what is 1099 into 2348? No one can answer as fast as you did earlier, like while solving 5 into 2. Dealing with complex operation. When we are dealing with complex operation, it is always best choices to use electronic device like calculator, you can say. Using calculator, we can solve complex operation within fraction of second, like a single part of second. You can see calculator and it gone. By providing the value as an input and we get answer as an output. One question arises, which language is used to interact with a machine? Answer is really simple. The language that you and computer both understand, like person A and person B both understand. You can use general language, right? Common language I'm taking. Computer understand only binary language. No, because binary language contains only zeros and ones only. That's why first you should learn one programming language. You can see many programming language is available to learn. You can learn any of them. All rules. Now after learning programming, all the rules like how to define instruction set, how to write a program. Program simply meaning set of instructions like hi, how are you, how do you doing in English language, right? Not in programming. You should learn about programming language perfectly. Once you are good at programming, then only using programming language you can interact with the machine. Once you are good at programming, then only you can interact with the machine. You can see in a diagram, person is now writing program using certain programming language because he or she wanted to interact with the machine. After learning language, we can write program which is good syntax wise and grammatically. Like I am good with question mark, remember? Not really. But I don't know how to write program. Just leave it. We will cover in the next session or the source code, right? You can see source code. Source code simply means program. Here you can see that every instruction is ended with a semicolon, which is similar like full stop in English language, which is simply suggests or defines that it is the end of instruction. Now we can say that why every instruction is ended with a semicolon, to separate certain information, or you can say instruction, like a equals to 10 is a instruction and b equals to 20 is another instruction. You can separate them by placing semicolon, and you can say a equals to 10 is a single instruction and this instruction is up to here only, up to the semicolon. It suggests the instruction is up to here only. Programming language instruction look similar like English language statement, which is why it is also called as source code, right? One question arises, once the source code is ready, we can communicate with the computer? Once source code is ready, we can communicate with computer? Really? Answer is no. Computer will reject. But why, sir? Computer why is rejecting? I write computer program which is based on, you can say, using a certain programming language. But why? Program is written using programming language. Yes, program is written using programming language, but all the instructions are still in English language. As already stated, the computer understands only binary language. Computer cannot understand your favorite English language. One question arises, how we can convert English instruction set into the binary, because as earlier stated, computer understand only binary language and we cannot write binary language because it is so difficult. So we need to convert it. To solve this problem, one program, or you can say software, or the application is pre-made or the provided to you. So it is called as compiler. It is pre-designed or pre-built software that is already made ready to use. Using this software, we can convert our source code to the machine understandable code, or you can say machine code, or binary code, or compiled code. You can see programmer writing program. After writing source code, you can say program. compiler take as an input and generate the machine code. Compiler will convert same instruction into binary equivalent code. Once machine code is ready, we can pass instruction which is in machine code as an input to the computer. Now computer knows everything about machine code, so it can generate the output. One question arises: after writing program or after changing instruction in a program, do I need to compile it again? Right? After writing program, of course you should write program first, then you should compile. So because if you want to interact with the machine, you need machine understandable code. Then it will accept as an input and it will generate the output. The process of compiling source code to the machine code is called as compilation. So after changing instruction in program, of course you should recompile it, because you should be providing the machine code which is equivalent to the source code that you write after the changes. So recompilation, you can say recompile, or the compiling it again will generate the same code or the equivalent code. One question arises: earlier I used calculator. I did not use any programming language and I was still able to solve complex problem. But how? Calculator is developed based on ESP, embedded system programming. Embedded system programming is the programming in which we are using embedded system. First two word you can say embedded system and programming interface. Through programming interface we can provide input and get the output. Like you can say button. Through button you are providing the input, and on the screen you get as a output, result as output. Interface can be anything from which you can provide input. Here embedded system can be any electronic device, and on this device you are doing certain coding or programming. Using ESP we can write and burn the code in the controller or the chip. You can say burn simply meaning writing code and storing for the lifetime up to the device work. So it work on our control and it can perform arithmetic operation like we wanted for the lifetime once the code is born on it. The topic for the next session will be: what is C language, prerequisite of C language, what are the basic concept of C language, features of C, and program we will do.